Happy Monday. I hope everybody had a great and happy Easter yesterday. Let's get this week started right. And what I want to do is I still want to show you guys the MLS. So we're going to search the MLS. We're going to look at some properties that are active, that are under contract, and that have recently sold. But the real purpose of today's show, guys, is I'm going to explain to you how to define the actual market value of a property. For whether that's for better or for worse, I hope it's for better. I'm going to show you how to do that. And so my questions, if I just can pose them off the start, would be, how do you know if you're selling your home for what it's actually worth? How would you feel if you sold your home for 10 to 15% below market value? And how about 10 to 15% above market value? You'd feel much better that way, wouldn't you? But you really have to have a strategy in terms of pricing, marketing, and just execution that makes the buyers feel comfortable increasing their initial thought value on the property and getting involved in the competition in order to achieve the maximum value of your home, which hopefully is higher than what other realtors are telling you the market value is. So there's two things I just want you to take away before we jump into looking at properties and jump into looking at values. Number one, the only way for you to sell your home for top dollar is by creating a bidding war. You see, if you aren't competing up, you're negotiating down. Hey, and number two, the only way to create a bidding war is by creating FOMO in the marketplace. And where does the buyer's fear come from? Well, right now it comes from pain that they're not going to be able to buy a house, the pain that somebody's going to pay more than they are for a property. Inventory is a tough thing right now, supply and demand. But through these two natural laws, we're really able to direct a response that just simply isn't happening in traditional sales. Let me give you an example. I'll go ahead and share my screen. And I'll give you a little background on what we're going to search. I live in a complex, in a condo complex in South Scottsdale that's been here since 1962. And it's a beautiful little hidden gem. I'll tell you that much. And the reason it's hidden is because there's just a bunch of single family homes around it for so long. Now you'll see if I just take my square here and show you this, this is going to shows all the properties that are, let's do active, UCB, CCBS, coming soon, pending, and closed within the last 6 months. How about that? 5 properties, 6 properties. Highest price home under contract at 205. Highest price home to sell, 202,495. Lowest price property to sell, 159. Interesting. Now let's go back here and let's edit this search, and let's put this at 2018 to 2019. See if anything happened. Nothing happened then. No closes. How come there was no closes between 2018 and 2019, but there's been 6 in the last 6 months? I'll tell you why. It's simply because the people in this community were doing private sales. There was no public transactions, very, very few public transactions happening. If a neighbor knew that another neighbor was going to sell their property, they would go to a title company and they would transfer the deed silently. And that was great for them at the moment. But the problem with that issue is, look, there's no recorded data. Nobody knows what anything's actually worth anymore. They just put it right here. We'll bring this back up. In the last 6 months, it's starting to expand because people want to start selling their homes for more and more value, what it's actually worth. Well, Cody, where are they even getting the idea of value in their property? Let me show you. I'll take this rectangle out. It's going to remove our whole area, so I'm going to have to come back. Give me 1 second. Here's our Polynesian Paradise community. And guess what's happened around this community in the last few years, but for all intents and purposes, last few months. Yeah, development has happened. Condos are being built, things like that. So look, here's our complex right there. What is that dirt lot next to us? Now it's an apartment complex. So we are going to go ahead and mark that up. Right across McDowell from us, another apartment complex to here. You come over here. This is a car dealership right there. We're going to pop up here, get this condo complex, and we'll come up to 70th Street here, and this is all townhomes. So in this small square, within the furthest reach we have is 0.23 miles, you can now see that we went from 6 transactions to 26 transactions in the same 6-month time period. Wow. Let's take a look at the list. Let's say highest to lowest prices. What's the highest home to sell? $730,000. So I could throw a baseball or a rock and I can hit this front door that sold for $730,000 from my complex, but the highest home to sell in my complex was $202,000. Why was that? Sure, this one's newer. Sure, this one's a little bit bigger. Sure, there's some things going on that gives this property a premium. This should sell for more than our condos, for certain. But why are we not judged off the same square foot, a dollar per square foot rate? And the reason is because people in this complex shot themselves in the foot and continued to trade properties privately rather than build equity in their homes. So now people like me and other real estate agents are coming to the complex and they are having to justify what the price actually is. What does that mean, Cody? Well, let's go back to our search. Let's go ahead and just say active homes and coming soon homes. And let's draw one more shape. We're going to draw that shape just over our square, okay? Boom. And in our list, you got things selling for $327 and $308 a square foot. So I'm just going to use my calculator really quick. 327.8 plus 308.59 equals, divide by 2 equals $318.22 a square foot. Now I'm going to multiply that by the largest footprint in the Polynesian Paradise, which it happens to be about 750 square feet, unless they enclose the back room, which they can do. That pulls us up to $238,000. But that's only if you're using the market, right? I mean, if you're talking about what Uncle Joe bought the house for 9 years ago, you're never going to increase the property value. But if you're resourceful enough to look, check things out, you're really, really going to be able to maximize your value, feel comfortable accepting an offer, increase competition, increase traffic, and increase the sales price. If you want some help on learning how to do that, man, just let me know. I'll be happy to talk to you. Everybody have a great day. Have a great week. I hope you had a great Easter, and it's the way to start moving forward in the year.